In today's video, I'm sharing 5 online programs that I think are really worth looking into if you have a child with autism or ADHD. Whether you homeschool or you just want to supplement what your child is learning in school, there is something here for every family. I'll go through all the details on each one so you can decide if any of them seem like they might be a good fit for your child. So let's get started. The first program I want to tell you about is Brilliant Microschools. This one is really different from a lot of what I cover on this channel. It is not a self-paced program where your child sits at the computer working through lessons on their own. Instead, it is a fully accredited online school with daily live classes, certified teachers, and small class sizes. And it was built to serve both general education students and students with learning differences and special needs. They are accredited by WASC, so transcripts and diplomas are recognized by schools and colleges throughout the U.S. That matters if you have a student who will eventually need those credentials. So let me walk you through the 3 program options at Brilliant Microschools because they're pretty different from each other. The first is the General Education Microschool at $690 a month. This runs 5 days a week with 3 hours of live instruction each day in math, English, science, and social studies, plus about an hour of independent study. Class sizes max out at 10 students. This program leads to an accredited high school diploma and serves students with 0 to moderate learning differences. The second is the Special Education Microschool at $650 a month. This one runs 4 days a week with 2 hours of live instruction, and class sizes are never more than 6 students. Lessons are customized to each student's needs and build academic skills, self-regulation, and life skills. Students in this program work toward a certificate of completion, but if they make significant progress, they can transition into the general education program and work toward a regular diploma. The third option is their guided study program at $385 a month. This is 4 days a week with 2 hours of live classes plus independent app-based work. It's designed for students who can handle more personal responsibility or for families who want to stay more hands-on with the learning. One thing that is really unique about Brilliant Microschools is that you actually get to choose your child's teacher. They share videos of 2 to 4 teacher options so you can get a feel for each one and choose whoever seems like the best fit. I don't know of many online schools that do that. Now let's talk about what they actually do for kids with autism and ADHD specifically. For kids with autism, they provide clearly established routines so students always know what to expect. They give warning and preparation when anything is going to change. They use visual schedules and graphic organizers. They provide written instructions rather than just auditory ones. And students can take breaks when they need to. For kids with ADHD, the small class size alone makes a huge difference. This isn't a classroom of 30 kids where a child with ADHD can zone out in the back. Students are actively engaged at all times, and distractions are actively managed. For kids with anxiety, teachers act as mentors and check in with students throughout the day. The whole environment is designed to feel safe and predictable. One practical thing worth knowing is that classes run at fixed times. The general education program runs at either 10 a.m. Eastern or 1:30 p.m. Eastern. The special education and guided study programs have 3 options: 10 a.m., 12:30 p.m., or 3 p.m. Eastern. So just think about whether those times will work for your family before you enroll. Enrollment is rolling, so you can start whenever you're ready. Normally, there is a 3-month commitment required when you enroll. However, if you use the link in the video description below and mention my channel name when you're filling out the inquiry form, that 3-month commitment will be waived. So you can try it out, and if it's not the right fit, you aren't stuck. There is also a $50 refundable deposit when you enroll, and you have 24 hours after you meet with the teacher to request a refund, no questions asked. I do have a full review of Brilliant Microschools on my channel if you want to dig a little deeper before you decide. I will leave that link for you in the video description as well. The second program that I want to tell you about is called Readerific. This one is really close to my heart because my oldest daughter did this program and the results were actually pretty amazing. So let me start by asking you something. When you hear a sentence like, the dog ran after the ball, do you see a picture in your head? Do you actually see the dog and the ball? Most of us do this automatically when we read, but this skill is not automatic for everyone. And for kids with autism, ADHD, or dyslexia, it can be even more of a struggle. And when kids can't create those mental images, reading comprehension really suffers. They can read the words just fine, but nothing really sticks. That is exactly what Readerific addresses. It was created by an educational therapist with over 25 years of experience. The whole program is built around teaching kids how to visualize what they read. It doesn't just tell them to do it, but it actually teaches them how step by step. And once kids learn to do this, it doesn't just help with reading comprehension. They get better at spelling, they get better at following directions, and for kids in school, it can mean better grades across all subjects. It's really one of those foundational skills that just opens everything else up. My daughter did this program a couple of years ago, and she was tested before and after. She jumped up 3 grade levels in reading comprehension in just about 3 months. And 2 years later, I'm still seeing the difference. She actually reads whole chapter books for fun now, which is something that she never did before. I really do think this program had a lot to do with that. And I noticed some other changes in her after doing this program as well. She was less resistant to schoolwork, she picked up new material faster, and she was just overall more confident. I also want to clear something up about this program because I think it surprises people. Even though you do access this online, it's not really an online program the way you may be thinking. There's nothing that your child actually does on a screen. You just log on, press play, and follow along as it walks you through each and every lesson. It only takes about 15 minutes a day, there is 0 prep work, and you can do it anywhere quiet. So if your kids aren't really big fans of screen-based learning, this might actually be a great fit. The main Readerific program is 60 sessions. If you do 5 lessons a week, then you should be finished in 12 weeks. There is also a 30-session version if you want to start smaller. And if you have more than one child who could benefit, you can use it with multiple kids. There are currently 2 grade level options to choose from. One for 3rd and 4th grade, and one for 5th and 6th grade. Pricing for the 60-session program is $594 for either grade level, and you can break that into payments through Affirm if you need to. The 30-session version is $297. And if you use my link in the video description, you can save 10% off. So that should bring the 60-session program price down to about $535. I also do have a couple of more in-depth reviews of Readerific on my channel that you can check out if you want to learn more. I will leave those links for you in the video description as well. The third program is called Touch, Type, Read and Spell, or TTRS. This program teaches touch typing while also building reading and spelling skills at the same time. It was specifically developed for students with dyslexia, dysgraphia, ADHD, and autism, although it really works well for any learner. It uses an Orton-Gillingham approach, which is an evidence-based method for teaching literacy. As your child types, they're hearing the words, seeing the words on the screen, and physically pressing the keys. So they're engaging 3 senses at once. That kind of multisensory learning is really well suited to kids who struggle with traditional reading and spelling instruction. The program is broken into 24 levels with 31 modules each, so there's always a clear path forward. which is great for kids who do better when they know what to expect. Modules are short, and progress is based on completion and accuracy rather than speed, so there's no pressure to rush. Students can also earn trophies and certificates along the way, which is a nice motivator for kids who need that extra push. In addition to the main typing and literacy course, a subscription also includes English, math, and science typing modules. And you can even add custom spelling lists. So if your child has specific words they're working on, you can incorporate those right into the program. As a parent, you also get an admin account where you can check your child's progress. There's also a free TTRS reporting app so you can check in from your phone. This program works on any desktop or laptop, and there's also an iPad app with an offline mode if your child prefers to work on a tablet. All plans come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, and they also have a 7-day free trial, so you can check it out before committing. TTRS is available for ages 7 and up, so it can work for elementary, middle, or high school students. There are 2 plan options. The individual plan is for one user at $15.95 a month, or $12.50 a month if you pay for a year upfront. The family plan covers 2 to 6 users at $24.95 a month, or $20.75 a month, billed yearly. So if you have more than one child who could benefit, the family plan is definitely the way to go. And if you use my link in the video description, you can save 10% off of any plan. So make sure to use that link so you don't miss the discount. The 4th program on our list is Night Zookeeper. This program is specifically for reading and writing for kids ages 6 to 12. We have used this in our homeschool, and it's definitely one of the most engaging programs that I've come across. So the way it works is kids enter a game-based world called the Night Zoo, where they create their own characters and go on adventures, all while building reading and writing skills. They work on vocabulary, grammar, spelling, punctuation, and creative writing. But because it's story-driven, it really doesn't feel like schoolwork. I hear from parents all the time that their kids actually ask to do Night Zookeeper, and this was our experience as well. But why is this good for kids with ADHD and autism specifically? Well, there are a few reasons. First, the format is gamified. There are points, rewards, and achievements built in. This works really well for kids who struggle with motivation in more traditional learning environments. When a child with ADHD is engaged, they can focus surprisingly well, and this is a really engaging program. Second, everything is self-directed. Kids can navigate it on their own, which builds confidence and independence over time. And third, the program is completely ad-free and fully moderated. There is no open chat, and a qualified tutor reviews every piece of writing that your student submits. So it's a really safe and structured environment. This matters a lot for kids who do better with clear boundaries. If you use my link in the video description, you can get a 7-day free trial so you can check it out before committing to anything. After that, plans are $14.99 a month, $36.99 for 3 months, or $89.99 for a full year. The annual plan is normally $119.90, so that's a pretty significant savings. Just make sure to use my link in the video description so you can get that discounted rate. And the 5th and final program on our list is CTC Math. CTC Math is a K-12 online math curriculum built around really short lessons. Most of them are just 4 to 10 minutes long, and that is intentional. When lessons are short, kids can focus on one concept at a time without getting overwhelmed. There is no fluff, just clear instruction followed by practice. For a child with ADHD whose attention window is naturally shorter, this can work much better than a long lecture video. The interface is also really clean and uncluttered, which matters more than you might think. A lot of programs have busy, distracting screen designs that can really derail a kid with ADHD or sensory sensitivities. CTC Math keeps it simple. CTC Math covers every grade from K through 12 under one account, So if your child needs to go back and review something from an earlier grade level, they can do that without it being a big deal. There's no shame built into the navigation, which is really important for kids who already struggle with confidence around learning. Students can work at their own pace and repeat lessons as many times as they need to. Parents get weekly progress reports sent to their email, and there's a feature called the Question Bank Wizard that lets you create custom worksheets to go along with the lessons if you want to add some offline practice. Pricing is $39.90 a month for a single student or $59.90 a month for a family plan covering up to 10 students. If you pay annually, it drops to $257 a year for one student or $397 for the family plan, which is a significant savings. And they offer a free trial so you can test it out before signing up. They also have a 365-day money-back guarantee, which is probably the most generous return policy that I have ever seen. So there is really no risk in trying it out. So those are the 5 programs that I think are really worth looking into if you have a child with autism or ADHD, whether you homeschool or just want to supplement their learning. So here's a quick recap. If you're looking for a live online school experience with real teachers and classes, then Brilliant Microschools is probably your best option out of all of the online schools out there. It's the only one that I know of that is really built to cater to students who learn differently. If your child can read words on a page but doesn't really retain or understand what they're reading, then you really want to check out Readerific. If your child struggles with reading, spelling, or typing, then TTRS is worth a look. If you want something that makes reading and writing genuinely fun for a 6 to 12-year-old, then Zookeeper would be a good choice. And if you need an affordable math program with short lessons that works really well for kids with shorter attention spans, then you want to check out CTC Math. All the links for everything that I've mentioned are in the video description below, as well as some discounts, so be sure to check that out. I've also left links to all of my full review videos, which I do have for every program on this list, except for touch, type, read, and spell, but I do have that on my list to hopefully come out with soon. Are there any programs that are great for kids with autism or ADHD that I have missed? Let us know in the comments so that other families can benefit from your experience. And if you found this video helpful, I would really appreciate if you could give it a like or subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.